A blessed day, church. Our Bible reading for today is our daily journal will be found in Psalms chapter 13, verse 1 to 6. And it says, "How long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? How long will you hide your face from me? How long shall I take counsel in my soul, having sorrow in my heart daily? How long will my enemy be exalted over me? Consider and hear me, O Lord my God. Enlighten my eyes, lest I sleep the sleep of death, lest my enemy say, I have prevailed against him, lest those who trouble me rejoice when I am moved. But I have trusted in your mercy. My heart shall rejoice in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord because he has dealt bountifully with me." Many people are asking sometimes, how long, O Lord, especially if they are waiting. In today's journal, I will read to you on the book of the daily devotion of 2020 of discipline, June 24, Wednesday. It says, "How long, O Lord?" Four times in the first two verses, the psalmist cries out in distress to the Lord. He is beset by enemies. He feels that God has forgotten him. His language borders on impertinence. He implies that God is not properly coming to his aid. He even dares to instruct God in verse 3. "Consider and answer me, O Lord my God." So it's a cry out of help from a person who is so distressed in his situation. This kind of candid and direct language is characteristic of lament psalms. Laments speak out of distress and anguish and they lay it all out before the Lord. A modern people of faith, we are not accustomed to praying in this way. But in Psalms, there are more laments than any other type of psalm. Our initial response might be to suggest that such language is disrespectful, especially to our God who is great and mighty. But in the Hebrew and its descendant Jewish tradition, lament is an important expression of regard for a God who can receive and encompass even our most distressing experiences and reactions. It is a sign of and expression of our regard to him. The psalmist addresses a God willing to take on our distress, our impatience, and even our anger. The best-known lament psalm opens by crying out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Which is we can found Psalms 22 verse 1, which becomes Jesus' cry from the cross. Lament offer an example for different and broader concept of prayer. Prayer is not confined to reserve and respectful address of God, but includes an opening of heart and soul in honor and honest offering of one's genuine experience before God. Prayer of lament are a vulnerable expression of trust that God cares about all of our lives, even the anguish and distress aspects of our experience. Reading these laments changes us to lay it all before God and to trust our entire lives to God in the confidence that God's grace can receive and transform all of our experience. So in lamenting before the presence of God is a show of submission and humbleness that we can pour out our heart to him and cry out for help. For he is a God who promised us that those who trust in the Lord, they will not be put to shame. So let us pray. Receive our prayer, O Lord, even in our most troubled and impatient times. Encompass us in your grace. We trust that your grace will be sufficient for all aspects of our life. In Jesus Christ's mighty name we pray. Amen. God bless you all, brothers and sisters, church, and see you on the next day.